Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. I'm Robert Seward, Board President. In accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, I now call the meeting to order. I'm ignored. Got it. In accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, I now call the meeting to order of the Mesquite Independent School District Board of Trustees on this Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 6 o'clock p.m. I also confirm that the quorum of board members is present and that this meeting was posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Before we begin, I want to have a quick reminder that if you wish to speak during the public comment period on any item listed on the agenda tonight, please make sure you've signed up in advance. Ms. Sabrina Smith, our Chief Communications Officer, is available to assist you. She's right over here to my right. Tonight, we're going to have the invocation by the Reverend Dower Harold he's pastor at the Family Cathedral of Praise Church. And following the invocation, we will have the pledges of allegiance, which will be held by Angelina Vargas, who is part of the Junior ROTC at West Mesquite High School. You're welcome to join in on the invocation and the pledges if you wish. Reverend?
Briefly, before I pray, I want to offer apology to this esteemed body. If I could keep my schedule straight, I would have been here last time. I was at the city council meeting trying to offer prayer when they wanted none. But I appreciate a second opportunity to be here tonight. So, Father, tonight we stop and worship you and praise you and thank you, Lord, for you are the wellspring of life. Father, we thank you for this Mesquite ISD, for the leadership of this house, and for all that's going to take place here tonight. Father, we ask you for your blessing, your anointing upon this time by the power of the Holy Ghost. And Father, we ask you, Lord, when it comes time to depart, that you keep and protect everyone as they go home. So we stop one more time and thank you, praise you, and worship you for the very breath within our lungs, Lord. And we know, Father, that school is right around the corner. We ask you to bless this new year as it begins for all the teachers, administrators, the support staff, everyone involved here tonight. We give you praise, thanks, and glory for their life. We ask for these things in Jesus' precious name we pray, and God's children said, Amen.
Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas flag. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. You may be seated.
Thank you both very much. Appreciate it. Board members, the next item on the agenda, we are going to go into executive session at the end of the meeting instead of the beginning of the meeting. So that's going to move us on to the Team of 8 moment. And I would like to start off, number one, to welcome a new trustee at her first meeting, Mrs. Suzanne Langston Hawk. Welcome aboard. I'd also like to welcome 2 other board members that are fairly new. This is their second meeting, and they actually showed up for a second meeting. Mrs. Cassandra Morris and Dr. Susan Williams, thank you for being here. Congratulations to all of you. And Dr. Williams, I think you had a couple things you wanted to share.
I do. We had the privilege, Mr. Seward, you want to be doctor?
Don't give it away. Yeah, you promoted him.
I promoted him. Mr. Seward and I got to attend the chamber luncheon just recently, and we had 2 former students from Vanguard that presented their business idea from their entrepreneurship class. I practiced that word. And they presented, I want y'all to think about, they were presenting to a room full of business owners and business people, and they presented their app. I'm not going to go into it, but it basically kept their hours, and they were able to see their hours. Their advisor could, their parents could, And they were asked questions by these business owners, and they did not flinch. They answered the questions. If they didn't know the answer to them, they were very professional and were like, I think, well, that's a great idea. We're going to look into that. And so they did a great job. We were very, very proud. Everybody from MISD that was there was just, we were grinning from ear to ear. So that was exciting. And then one other thing, I got to attend Camp Excel, and I was blown away at the work that went into getting this ready for first through sixth grade students. We visited the classes that they were doing. An example was the police officers were there, the firemen were there, firefighters were there, and those kids were having a ball. There's a lot of hard work that goes into that from a lot of people. So it was very good. It was a great opportunity to showcase what our high schools have to offer, our middle schools too, but what they have to offer, and the kids were super excited.
Cassandra?
Thank you, Mr. President. So the week after we got sworn in, I got to go to the TASB School Board Conference, and that was really cool. I got to learn a lot of things. And because I was part of PTO and part of several of the ISD committees, when they were going over things that we can do for like programs and grants to get extra money, I was able to be like, oh good, we do that, we do that, we do that. So I definitely want to thank our administration and staff for being on that. Now we have to find extra money that doesn't exist, right? But just thank you for utilizing all the opportunities that are out there. So that's it.
Thank you. Now we move on the agenda. We'll move it to students and staff guests. Ms. Smith?
Thank you, Mr. President. We have just one special recognition this evening. We're very excited to recognize Dr. David Brunlin Vanguard High School for recently earning the Dallas County Promise Economic Mobility Award. At this time, I'd like to invite Richard Owens, Senior Director of Partner Operations and Impact, as well as Eric Ban, Executive Director from the Economic Mobility Center. They're here, and they're going to join us at the podium to tell us a little bit more about this honor.
Thank you, and thank you for having us. We're honored to be here. Myself, Eric Ban, and Richard Owens are from the Economic Mobility Center, which is a partnership of Dallas College and the Commit Partnership. We run the Dallas County Promise and a lot of intermediary work for post-secondary to workforce work across Dallas County. So we're honored to be here today. Commit has outlined a framework for rewarding high schools who are doing exceptional work in college readiness and college enrollment. So we're here to recognize Vanguard High School for exceptional growth in college readiness, and we have an award. It also comes with a little extra cash for the high school principal to be used accordingly to incentivize and celebrate whatever they choose to do. So
We need to keep an eye on the principal.
there you go.
Yes.
Here we go.
Was this quiet in the classroom all the time? All right, next item on the agenda is our audience portion for those wishing to speak on items on the agenda. Nobody? All right, we'll move on from that. Next item on the agenda, board members, is the consent agenda. Are there any items on the consent agenda you wish to pull for separate discussion and action? Not hearing any, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, we move to approve.
Mr. Everett? I have a motion by Mr. Carville and a second by Mr. Everett to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? There being none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is under personnel. It's a report on administrative term contracts. Board members, I just want to give a quick reminder. Since we're in the summer hiring month, under policy DC local employment practices from June 1 to August 31, the board delegates to the superintendent the authority to employ contractual personnel in the positions of assistant principal and above. With that, Dr. Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that clarification. And so we will commence with our first report, which I'm going to ask Dr. Carrie Morris to go up to the lectern and introduce her new director.
Good evening. I am excited to introduce you to Audrey Smallwood, our new Director of Advanced Academics. Audrey Smallwood brings over 20 years' experience to her role as Director of Advanced Academics. She most recently served as Early College Coordinator and Magnet Specialist in Garland ISD. Prior to that, she spent 15 years at North Garland High School, serving as a Program Advisor, Student Activities Director, and Journalism Teacher. Ms. Smallwood earned a Bachelor's of Arts in English Composition with a minor in Journalism from the University of North Texas, and a Master's of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication from Kent State University. And so I'm excited to let Ms. Smallwood introduce herself to you as well.
Thank you. Good evening, President Seward, trustees, and Dr. Rivera. Thank you for the opportunity to serve as the Director of Advanced Academics. I'm truly honored and excited to be joining the Mesquite ISD family. I look forward to working alongside district and campus leaders, teachers, and staff to support and build upon the strong advanced academics, the programming, while expanding opportunities for all students to thrive. I'm especially excited to get to know the Mesquite community, develop strong relationships, and contribute to the district's commitment to excellence and student success. Thank you again. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to serve Mesquite ISD. Thank you.
All right, before we go to our next introductions, everybody knows that we've had some shifting in the past year. We've had some shifting of positions. We eliminated some central office positions. So in order to maximize and even out the playing field, we had to distribute some duties across. So we had shifted and readjusted some positions. So now serving as Assistant Superintendent of Leadership is Mrs. Kiesel.
All is it? I'm still trying as well. That they are. There you go. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to introduce 4 of our newest principals to you tonight. We're going to start off with Patrick Haney, who will be the principal at Dr. David Vroonland Vanguard High School. Patrick Haney has spent his entire 23-year career in Mesquite ISD and has been named principal of Vanguard High School after serving as the campus's academic dean since the school's opening in 2021. Last school year, Haney served as administrator in charge when the previous Vanguard principal, Clint Elsasser, was away from campus, fulfilling his duties as executive director of CTE, a role Elsasser has now taken on full-time for Mesquite ISD. Prior to joining Vanguard, Haney served as Mesquite ISD's K-12 science coordinator, secondary science facilitator, and an instructional specialist. Haney earned a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Genetics from Texas A&M University and a Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from UT Arlington. Please welcome Patrick Haney.
Good evening. I want to begin by thanking our superintendent, the Board of Trustees, and district leadership for the confidence that they placed in me to take on this role. I'm honored and humbled to serve as the next principal of Runeland Vanguard High School. I'd also like to thank Clint Elsasser. I would not be standing here today if he hadn't taken a chance on me 5.5 years ago to partner with him on an adventure of opening a new high school where we would try to do education differently and doing all that during a global pandemic. So thank you, Clint, for everything. Over the past 5 years, I've had the privilege of working alongside an outstanding staff, exceptional students, supportive families. This school has become a family, and I have seen firsthand the dedication, resilience, and heart that make our campus so special. I'd also like to thank my actual family for their love and support. My wife and 2 beautiful daughters are here, and my parents are here too, and they are longtime Mesquite residents and raised 3 sons in Mesquite to put them through Mesquite ISD. And so thanks to all of them for their love and support. And they've been beside me every step of the way, and they're what keeps me going even on the hardest of days. As I step into this role, I do so with excitement and a deep sense of responsibility. This school has been built on relationships, trust, and a commitment to help every student succeed. I will strive to listen well, lead with integrity, support our staff, and keep students at the center of every decision that we make. Together, we'll continue to build on the strong foundation already in place while embracing new opportunities to grow, innovate, and ensure every student is prepared for a successful future. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm excited for what we'll accomplish together, and I'm honored to continue serving this amazing campus. Thank you.
All right, up next we have Dr. Rhonda McGuire, who's principal at Cross Elementary School. Dr. Rhonda McGuire is joining Mesquite ISD as the new principal of Cross Elementary School. She brings over a decade of campus leadership experience, having previously served as an assistant principal, dean of instruction, and most recently principal in Fort Worth ISD. Earlier in her career, she served as a data analyst, testing coordinator, an instructional coach, and an elementary classroom teacher in Fort Worth. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies from the University of North Texas, a Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Texas at Arlington, and a Doctor of Education in the Educational Leadership from Lamar University. Please welcome Dr. Rhonda McGuire.
Good evening. I would like to begin by thanking the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Rivera, the Mesquite ISD leadership team, and the community for this opportunity to serve as the next principal of Cross Elementary. I am truly honored and grateful for the trust that you have placed in me. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to my previous district, where I proudly served for 24 years. I'm thankful for the mentors, colleagues, students, families, and staff who have been a part of my journey. Their support, encouragement, and shared commitment to students have shaped me both personally and professionally, and I will always be grateful for those experiences. Finally, I want to thank my family who is here, my husband Marlo, my daughter Alexis, and my son MJ. I really appreciate their unwavering love and support throughout my journey. I am excited to join the Cross Elementary family and look forward to building on the strong foundation already in place. I'm committed to working alongside our students, staff, families, and community to ensure every child feels safe, valued, and challenged to reach their highest potential. Thank you. I'm honored to be here, and I look forward to this new journey together.
Thank you. Next up, we have Carolyn Doherty, who will be serving as our principal of Lawrence Elementary School. Carolyn has been named principal of Lawrence Elementary School after serving as assistant principal at Canada Elementary since 2024. She brings nearly a decade of experience, having worked for the Texas Education Agency, analyzing curriculum resources, and previously serving as an instructional specialist and testing coordinator at McWhorter Elementary. Doherty began her career as a 5th grade math and science teacher at Perung Elementary, where she was named Teacher of the Year in 2021. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education and a Master's in Educational Administration from Texas A&M Commerce. Please welcome Carolyn Doherty.
Board of Trustees, Dr. Rivera and Dr. Fields, I first want to thank you so much for this incredible opportunity. Next, I want to thank God for leading me to this wonderful community that I'm now blessed to be a part of, Lawrence Elementary. I have learned in my time that His timing is what's best, and He places me exactly where I'm meant to be each time. From a very young age, I knew I wanted to be an educator. I was fortunate to have many amazing teachers in Mesquite ISD and beyond. I need to take a moment to recognize several of those that are in this room today. Dr. Susan Williams, Dr. Karen Morris, and Jeff Johnson is somewhere back there as well. So thank y'all so much. And last but not least, my favorite educator is my mother, Deanna Doherty, who served 28 years in Mesquite ISD herself. People often say your parents are your first educator, and that was very true in my house. When I came home, Dad helped with my homework that my mother assigned. So she was there. Throughout my career, I've been blessed to have some wonderful mentors who have challenged me, encouraged me, and believed in me. So a heartfelt thank you to Jessica Burb, Bart Johansson, Chrissy Cormier, and Bruce Perkins. Your guidance has helped me become the leader I am today. To my family and friends who came out tonight, thank you for your love, encouragement, and unwavering support. It means more to me than you know. To my partner, Garth, thank you for always believing in me. I would not be standing here today without your love and support. And to the Canada Cougars, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. While my time with you was brief, it was truly unforgettable. We worked hard, celebrated successes, and built something special together. I will always be grateful for my time with you. And finally, to the Lawrence staff, students, family, and communities, thank you for welcoming me. I am truly honored to serve as your next principal. I look forward to getting to know each of you, building strong relationships, and working together as we continue to seize every opportunity to be excellent. Thank you again, Board of Trustees, for your confidence in me. I'm excited to see what lies ahead.
Okay, and our last principal to announce tonight, Dr. Letitia Brown, principal of Porter Elementary School. Dr. Letitia Brown has been named principal of Porter Elementary School, bringing more than a decade of campus leadership and experience. She has served students and staff across elementary, intermediate, junior high, and high school campuses in Duncanville ISD and Arlington ISD. She also previously served as a campus interventionist, instructional coach, and teacher in DeSoto ISD and began her teaching career in Tyler ISD. Brown earned a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish from the University of Texas at Tyler, a Master of Educational Administration from Lamar University, and a Doctorate in Educational Administration from Texas A&M University in Commerce. Please welcome Dr. Letitia Brown.
Good evening to the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Ramirez, my Porter family, and community. I am blessed and honored to be chosen to serve as the next principal of Porter Elementary School. I want to thank God, my mentors, my family, and my husband for their unwavering support in all of the endeavors that I have taken on. I have already been welcomed with so much love, support, dedication from our Porter leadership team and teachers. We are diligently preparing for our scholars to return to a place where they can experience the Maverick promise to excel, belong, have dignity, and make a difference every day. We are committed to helping each student identify their personal purposes and develop the skills needed to achieve excellence in academics, community citizenship, and leadership. At Porter, our vision remains strong and the same: every child, every need, whatever it takes. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to join a district who is creating legacy, and congratulations also for the Superintendent of the Year for Region 10. Thank you.
All right, so now we got the rest of the assistant principals and coordinators. So Mrs. Smith, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Rivera. I'm going to be introducing several of you that have new positions with us. If you would just stand where you are, I'll read a brief bio, and we're going to start with our new coordinator for social studies, Ty Belt. Ty has been named Social Studies Coordinator for Mesquite ISD after serving for the last 11 years at Poteet High School. Since 2021, he has worked as an instructional coach for the Pirates, previously teaching world history and United States history at PHS. Belt earned recognition as the 2020 Mesquite ISD Secondary Teacher of the Year. He earned a Bachelor's of Science in Social Studies Education from Oklahoma Christian University and a Master of Education in Educational Administration from Lamar University. Our new Social Studies Coordinator, Ty Belt. Next, we have our new coordinator of bilingual and ESL Enrollment Center. We call that the Bees Center. That's Anida Sestero. Anida Sestero returns to Mesquite ISD as coordinator of the Bees Center. She most recently served as an English learner facilitator in Forney ISD. Before joining Forney, she served Mesquite ISD for 9 years as a Title III instructional support coordinator and bilingual lead teacher. Sestero earned a Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of Puerto Rico and a Master of Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Texas at Arlington. Our new Bees Center coordinator, Anida Sestero. Next, we have our coordinator of elementary math, Jody Hoadley. Jody has been named, Ms. Hoadley has been named elementary math coordinator after serving as district curriculum coordinator in Georgetown ISD since 2023. During her time in Georgetown ISD, she also served as a pre-K through 5 instructional coach before moving into district leadership. Hoadley began her career in education as a 5th grade teacher and was named District Teacher of the Year in 2020. She earned a Bachelor's of Applied Science from Texas A&M University in Central Texas and a Master of Business Administration from Lamar University. Our new coordinator for elementary math, Jody Hoadley. And now we have several assistant principals. We're going to start in the elementary schools. Thomas Smiley, where are you? Hey. This is our new assistant principal at Gentry Elementary. Mesquite ISD welcomes Thomas Smiley as our new assistant principal at Gentry. Most recently, he served in various campus leadership roles in Garland ISD. Before joining Garland ISD, Smiley served in leadership and teaching roles in Groveport, Madison local schools in Ohio, and began his career as an instrumental music director in Columbus City Schools. He earned a Bachelor of Music Education from The Ohio State University and a Master of Education in Educational Administration from Ohio University. Our new assistant principal at Gentry, Thomas Smiley. Welcome. Next up, our new assistant principal at Austin Elementary School, Deja Rolfe. Deja is coming to Austin Elementary after serving as a 5th grade teacher, leader, and instructional support teacher at Mackey Elementary. She previously served as teacher leader at Terry Middle School and Beasley Elementary School and began her teaching career teaching 2nd grade in Garland ISD. She has participated in Mesquite ISD's assistant principal internship and was selected as a Mesquite Leadership Academy nominee. Ralph earned a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science and Master of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies from the University of Texas at Arlington. Ms. Ralph, our new assistant principal at Austin Elementary. Next up, we have a new assistant principal at Canada Elementary School, Ms. Andrea Bailey. Ms. Bailey has been named assistant principal at Canada following more than 25 years of service with Mesquite ISD. Most recently, she served as coordinator of elementary reading language arts. Throughout her career at Mesquite ISD, she served as an early literacy facilitator, campus instructional coach, and classroom teacher. She began her teaching career in Ector County ISD. Ms. Bailey earned a Bachelor of Arts in Education of the Deaf with a minor in English from the University of Southern Mississippi, and a Master of Education in Elementary Education from Texas A&M University Commerce. Ms. Andrea Bailey, your new assistant principal at Canada. Congratulations. Next up, Ms. Leila Toribio. Leila. This is going to be, Leila is going to be your new assistant principal at Henry Elementary School. She's served for 4 years in Mesquite ISD at Henry. Has been named assistant principal of the campus. Most recently, she served as instructional coach at Henry. Before joining Mesquite ISD, Ms. Taribo served as an assistant principal and instructional leader in Garland ISD. She also participated in leadership development through the Holdsworth Center and several Garland ISD leadership development programs. Ms. Taribo earned a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish and a Master of Education in Elementary Education from the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Please welcome our new Henry Elementary School AP, Leela Taribo. Next up, over at Shands Elementary School, our new assistant principal is Rebecca Gallart. Did I say that right? She is bringing more than 20 years of experience in elementary education. She most recently served as a campus facilitator and demonstration teacher in Dallas ISD, where she began her career as an elementary bilingual teacher and earned the Distinguished Teacher designation recognized by the Teacher Incentive Allotment. Gallart earned a Bachelor's of Business Administration and Psychology from University Latina de Mexico in, yes, that's where it was, and a Master of Education in Educational Leadership from the University of North Texas at Dallas. Miss Rebecca Gallart, our new Shands Elementary AP. All right, Wendy Esquivel, our new assistant principal at Tysinger Elementary. Hello. Wendy Esquivel, she returns to Mesquite ISD. She most recently served as an instructional coach in Princeton. Prior to that, she served as an instructional specialist and bilingual teacher in Plano ISD. However, she began her career in Mesquite ISD when she spent 6 years as a bilingual teacher, lead teacher, team leader, and testing coordinator. Ms. Esquivel earned a bachelor's in marketing from Dr. Jose Matias Delgado University, a master's in business administration from Francisco de Vitoria University, and completed the principal as instructional leader program at Lamar University. Please help me welcome our new AP at Tysinger, Wendy Esquivel. All right, switching to middle school, we have at AC New Middle School a new assistant principal. Her name is Carrie Miller. Ms. Miller is bringing 19 years of experience with her into her new role. Most recently, she served as a Dean of Instruction in Fort Worth ISD. She previously served as the Academic Director for Uplift Education. She also held positions as an assistant principal and educator in Dallas ISD, and began her career teaching in the East Irondequoit. I was going to say that. Thank you. East Irondequoit Central School District in New York. Ms. Miller earned a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature from SUNY Oswego, a Master's of Science in Teaching and Curriculum from the University of Rochester, and a Master's of Education and Educational Leadership from the University of Texas at Arlington. Welcome your new AC New Middle School Assistant Principal, Carrie Miller. Next up, also at AC New Middle School, a new assistant principal named Dr. Joy Walker. Dr. Walker has served Mesquite ISD for 6 years and is going to begin her new role at AC New Middle School. Most recently, she taught English, language arts, and reading at Vanston Middle School, where she also supported campus leadership through administrative internships. She was part of the district's Aspiring Assistant Principal Academy. Before joining Mesquite ISD, Dr. Walker served in higher education leadership roles at the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education and the University of Oklahoma. Boomer. Dr. Walker earned a Bachelor of Mass Communications from Northwestern State University, a Master of Human Relations from the University of Oklahoma, a Master of Educational Administration from Texas A&M University Commerce, and a Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Studies from the University of Oklahoma Sooners. Welcome, Dr. Walker, to AC New Middle School. I know that school well. Okay, at Agnew Middle School, we have a new assistant principal, LaKendria McNeely. Hi. Ms. McNeely is bringing more than 20 years of experience in education into this role at Agnew. She most recently served as an ARD facilitator right here at Mesquite ISD. Prior to that, she served as a special education interventionist at Texas Can Academies and taught special education in Minnesota. Earlier in her career, Ms. McNeely taught in Dallas ISD after her first teaching role in Louisiana. Been a lot of places. Ms. McNeely earned a Bachelor of Science in Education and a Master of Education in Educational Leadership from Stephen F. Austin State University. Welcome to Agnew Middle School, LaKendra McNeely. All right, over at McDonald Middle School, our new assistant principal, Danielle Knox. Ms. Knox is bringing over 20 years of experience in education to her new role as AP at McDonald. She most recently served as District Secondary Math Coordinator in Burleson ISD. Prior to joining Burleson, Ms. Knox served as instructional leadership roles in Crowley ISD. She began her career teaching math in Tyler ISD and later served as an adjunct mathematics instructor at Tyler Junior College before continuing on to Garland ISD. We're glad you're here now. Mesquite ISD, Ms. Knox earned her Bachelor's of Mathematics from Stephen F. Austin State University, a Master of Education Administration from the University of Texas at Tyler, and a Doctorate of Education in Educational Leadership from Trident University International. So excuse me, let me reintroduce Dr. Danielle Knox, our new assistant principal at McDonald Middle School. Thank you, Dr. Knox. All right, over at Woolley, I'd like to introduce Ms. Camilla Ferguson, a new assistant principal. Ms. Ferguson is going to be the assistant principal at Woolley after serving in this same role last year at Beasley Elementary School, so she's moving across town. She has 18 years of administrative experience in Mesquite ISD, having served students and staff at the elementary, middle, and high school levels, including time at Mesquite High School, Kimbrough Middle School, AC New Middle School, and Gentry Elementary School. Ferguson earned a Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education from McMurray University and a Master of Education in Educational Administration from Texas A&M University Commerce. Your new AP at Woolley, Camilla Ferguson. All right, moving on over to our high schools. We're going to start with Horn High School in Horn, Texas. Your new AP, Amanda Stewart. Amanda is bringing 9 years of experience in education to her new role at Horn High School. She most recently served as an assistant principal in Cedar Hill ISD. Early in her career, Ms. Stewart served as Dean of Instruction for IL Texas and held instructional leadership and teaching positions in both Fort Worth ISD and Dallas ISD. Ms. Stewart earned a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Technology and a Master of Science in Technology from Jackson State University. She also earned a Master of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies from the University of Texas at Arlington. Welcome to Horn, Amanda Stewart. Next up, over at what we call the Mesquite High School, we have a new AP. Her name is Dr. Regina Cunningham. Dr. Cunningham is returning to Mesquite ISD as assistant principal at MHS. She most recently served as assistant principal in Venus ISD and previously held the same role at Winfrey Academy Charter Schools. Before moving into campus administration, Dr. Cunningham spent 10 years at Agnew Middle School, where she served as a PLC lead and 7th grade English language arts teacher. She also completed principal and superintendent internships with Mesquite ISD, preparing her for campus and district leadership. Dr. Cunningham earned a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from the University of Texas at Dallas, a Master of Science in Counseling Psychology from Capella University, and a Doctor of Education from East Texas A&M University. Welcome to the Mesquite High School, Dr. Regina Cunningham. All right, staying at the Mesquite High School, Sharitha Hicks is also going to be a new assistant principal. Ms. Hicks brings more than 20 years of experience in public education to her role as AP at Mesquite High School. She most recently served as an assistant principal in Red Oak ISD and previously held instructional leadership and teaching roles in both DeSoto ISD and Garland ISD. Ms. Hicks earned a Bachelor of Science in Secondary Administration from Paul Quinn College. She also earned a Master of Education and Administration and a Master of Education in Counseling and Development both from Lamar University. Welcome, Ms. Sharitha Hicks to Mesquite High School. All right, and we're going to end up over on the west side. A new assistant principal, Dominica Phipps. Dominica Phipps. Ms. Phipps is going to begin her new role as AP at West Mesquite High School, and most recently having served as assistant principal at AC New Middle School. Ms. Phipps previously served as an assistant principal and instructional coach in Garland ISD. She also completed the Mesquite ISD Aspiring Principal Academy and has participated in leadership development through the Holdsworth Leadership Collaborative. Ms. Phipps earned a Bachelor of Science in Sociology from Texas Women's University and a Master of Arts in Student Ministry from Dallas Baptist University. Welcome to the West Side, Dominica Phipps. And I believe that is the end of my list. Just a couple of you, maybe one or two, might have slipped by. Wade, when we break here soon, before you leave and celebrate with your families, if you did not take your official headshot, please do that first so we can get you properly introduced on social. Mr. Stewart, I'll turn it back over to you.
Mrs. Smith, we got another 30 names to go through. But
We've been busy this summer.
you have been busy this summer, but on behalf of the board, congratulations to each and every one of you on your new endeavors, and we're really looking forward to your leadership and taking this district to the next level at each of the campuses or whatever specialty role you have. Again, congratulations, and before we go on the agenda, we're going to take about a 5-minute break so that people can have pictures taken and congratulate each other, and then we'll start back up at 6:46. Thank you. We're reconvening from our break. Board members, next on the agenda is a report for your information on resignations and replacements. You can read that at your pleasure. The next item under that is construction. Board members, unless you would like to pull any of the upcoming construction action items for a separate discussion and a separate vote, I plan to consider these items together as one action item following presentation. Are there any objections? No. Seeing none, we will then proceed, and I'm going to call on Mr. Poole, the man with the tie. Come on up, sir. If you'll do the presentation for both of those, we'll take that in one action.
I need to quit putting my name out on that stuff because everybody leaves when they see I'm next, so.
Well, we didn't want them to make noise running as fast as they could when you did step up.
Well, thank you, Board of Trustees, President Seward, Dr. Rivera. We're presenting tonight the schematic design. This one is for Rugel Galloway Hodges Elementary, and presenting tonight is Graham Bowman and Yao Lee with WRA Architects.
Thank you, Don. We've got 6 projects, 6 campuses to talk about tonight, so I'll be up here for a little bit. Not with us tonight is Roland Gentry. He's our project manager on the project, and he's taking the night off, so he let me do the fun part. We're going to start out talking about Rugel Galloway Hodges Elementary School. So building on the success of the district's previous maintenance and improvement projects under construction currently, which are Beasley, Moss, and Gray, Phase 2 continues the Mesquite ISD's proactive approach of preserving and modernizing its facilities. Rather than waiting for building systems to reach the end of their useful life, this program strategically addresses aging infrastructure through planned replacements that improve reliability, safety, energy, performance, and long-term maintainability. The proposed improvements at Rugel, Galloway, and Hodges focus on critical building systems that directly support daily operations and the educational environment. By investing in these campuses today, Mesquite ISD continues to protect its facilities, reduce maintenance costs in the future, and ensure students and staff have dependable learning environments for years to come. So we're going to start at Rugel Elementary School. The Phase 2 improvements are focusing on renewing essential infrastructure to improve reliability and extend the service life of the campus. The project's going to modernize mechanical, electrical, fire protection, and fire alarm systems while introducing a completely new building sprinkler system to enhance public life safety. These improvements continue the district's long-term investment into maintaining safe, efficient, and dependable educational facilities while reducing future maintenance challenges. At Galloway, Phase 2 combines critical infrastructure upgrades with targeted roofing improvements to address major facility renewal needs, replacement of aging mechanical, electrical, expanded fire protection, fire alarm systems, and re-roofing of selected building areas. Strengthens both the building envelope and the core systems that support daily operations. These improvements improve facility resilience, operational efficiency, and long-term stewardship of the district assets. And the last one we'll talk about is Hodges Elementary School as part of the Phase 2 renovation. It's going to emphasize preserving long-term performance of the campus through comprehensive roofing replacement at this campus and modernization of key building systems. It's going to include mechanical upgrades, improved building controls, expanded fire protection of the existing system that's already there in portions, and a new fire alarm system that works together with the improved safety, reliability, and energy performance. This project reflects MISD's continued commitment to responsibly maintaining facilities that support students, teachers, and surrounding community. These projects we're planning to issue on October 6th, so we can come back to the board with a December GMP, which will start procurement and early work in the spring, and will be heavy in construction in summer of 2027. Before I move on to the next campuses, I can take any questions that you may have. All right. Let's see if it'll roll right into the next presentation. So the proposed additions at Smith, Thompson, and Paronga Elementary Schools represent a strategic investment in both educational capacity and long-term facility modernization. Each project is designated to address current and future instructional needs by expanding learning spaces, enhancing student safety with the implementation of ICC 500 compliant storm shelters, and renewing critical building systems through existing campuses, throughout the existing campuses. While each campus responds to its own unique needs, the projects have a common goal: providing flexible, safe, and dependable learning environments while preserving and improving the district's existing facilities. Together, these improvements position each campus to better serve its students, its staff, and the Mesquite community for years to come. We're going to start at Smith Elementary. The project at Smith Elementary is designed to address both current enrollment needs and long-term performance of the campus. The project will include a new 6-classroom storm shelter addition, a new playground, and supporting site improvements. In addition to the new construction, the project invests significantly in the modernization and existing building needs that we've kind of talked about at the other campuses as well. The addition will include 6 new classrooms, student restrooms, and support spaces that can continuously tie to the existing building seamlessly. Beyond the addition, the project will also include major building infrastructure replacement, looking at air handling units, classroom fan coil units, boilers, chillers, electrical switchgear, electrical panels, roofing, and mechanical controls, ensuring the campus remains reliable, efficient, and comfortable for years to come. This perspective illustrates how the classroom addition complements the existing facility while also showing the strength of the storm shelter that this would be a part of. Durable materials and simple architectural language allow the addition to become a natural extension of the existing school. The addition has been designed to integrate seamlessly with the existing building while creating a secure, welcoming environment for students and staff. The goal is for new construction to feel like it's always been a part of Smith Elementary. The playground also includes a new secure playground to the addition side of the school, creating an improved outdoor and recreational opportunity while enhancing student supervision and accessibility. I'll move on to Thompson. Thompson Elementary expands the current instructional capacity through another 6 classroom addition that'll serve as a shelter. It also will relocate the playground to the addition side of the campus for access as well. The playground will extend the classroom wing with the 6 new classrooms and include the support spaces required for the storm shelter. Renovations throughout the existing facility include the replacement of the original 1994 water-cooled chiller, aging air handler units, fan coil units, chilled water pumps, mechanical controls, replacing the fire alarm system, and improving the reliability and useful life of the systems. The addition reflects the existing architectural character of the campus while providing the durability of the storm shelter. It's designed to naturally blend with the existing school and creating a welcoming learning environment. If you carefully pay attention to the scale, materials, and building connections, the addition enhances the campus while preserving the identity of Thompson Elementary. So the new playground creates a safe, accessible outdoor environment tied to the classroom wing that supports the district goal of providing high-quality learning environments inside and outside of the building. And then we'll move on to Perrong Elementary. So Perrong introduces a new gymnasium addition that will serve as the ICC 500 storm shelter at this campus, while improving site circulation, playground facilities, and the fire lane access. The project also includes the significant existing improvements in the facility as well. The gym provides expanded physical education space, support areas, and storm shelter protection with a single facility. The renovations throughout the campus will include replacement of aging air handler units, outside air units, fan coil units, the main electrical switchboard, electrical panels, emergency lighting, new fire alarm system, and the addition of campus-wide sprinkler system, bringing up the facility to current life safety expectations. The gym addition is designed to complement the existing campus while expressing permanence and strength required for the storm shelter. The addition creates a strong campus while integrating naturally with the existing school. Design balances functionality, durability, and long-term maintainability. The project enhances outdoor recreation with an improved playground that complements the new gym, supports student activity while improving supervision. These projects will be issued in November. Will come to the board likely in January or February, and will be a 2-year cycle and end in the summer of 2028. I went through 6 projects. If there's any questions.
Questions, board members?
Graham, will the storm shelters accommodate the total enrollment at the campuses?
Yes, the most recent round of storm shelters have been designed for the campus capacity, TEA capacity of the school and staff as well.
Ms. Collier?
For the updates for Rugel, Galloway, and Hodges, did you walk through, did you say the bathrooms are going to be updated?
No, ma'am. This is mechanical upgrades mainly at this campus with a small renovation.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions? If none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move to approve items 1 and 2.
Do I have a second?
I have a second.
I have a motion by Mr. Everett and a second by Ms. Morris to approve the schematic designs for Galloway, Hodges, and Rugel Elementary School renovations, as well as the schematic designs for Perrong, Smith, and Thompson Elementary School additions and renovations. Is there any further discussion? If none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Board members, next on your agenda is our first effectiveness report on counseling services. Ms. Davis and your crew. You brought Amanda and Tom, huh?
I did.
As backup.
That's right. Moral support. Okay, good evening. Dr. Rivera, President Seward, and board members, tonight I get to report on counseling services and student support for the 25-26 school year. Since the last time I reported to you, my department now includes not just counseling, but also our McKinney-Vento and foster care social workers and supportive step social workers. So that's a lot to report on in 10 minutes, but I'm going to do my best. Of course, there's always more details in the full report. Our department exists to ensure that every student is ready to learn, has the support they need to be successful, and is ultimately prepared for life after graduation. So this work would not be possible without this amazing team that I brought. Tonight we have Tom Edwards. He is our student and family support coordinator, and Amanda Carroll, our elementary counseling and 504 coordinator. I actually wish I could pack this whole boardroom with the 135 people that make up this department so that you could see how special they really are. Our campus-based counselors are often the heart of their campus, approaching every student and family with empathy and care. Our therapists, social workers, and behavior specialists often meet students and families on their hardest days and walk alongside them. This diverse, highly qualified team represents collectively over 2,000 years of experience in public education, over 50 advanced licenses, and that's beyond the 109 certified school counselors. So this is a team of not just professionals, but truly caring individuals, and we would not be able to provide this support to students and families without this team. Mesquite ISD continues to be recognized as a statewide leader in counseling, mental health, and student support services. All of the metrics that I provide you can look just like numbers, but it doesn't show the heart and the intent of what the work potentially does to change the trajectory of a student's life. In the past year, our counselors have been recognized at the state level for Counselor of the Year. Multiple campuses were recognized for their programs. We were awarded multiple grants, and we raised money to support families in Mesquite. I hope that this shows that when we're acknowledged by outside entities, that it lends credibility to our work. We also brought our state legislators to tour the care clinic and advocate for student mental health support and public education funding. We plan to continue with advocacy efforts as we head into this next legislative session. So one of our department goals is to provide more intentional and strategic advising for students. So we applied for the Effective Advising Framework grant last year or 2 years ago with the Texas Education Agency. Through that work, counselors are providing more intentional and systematic advising than ever before. Over time, we've increased the number of one-on-one meetings with students in high school, resulting in more transcript evaluations and intentional post-secondary advising. Our advising focus has also shifted to include all the way down to kindergarten through 8th grade, with a focus on expanding student exposure to CTE programs of study and advanced coursework at an earlier age. This year, with a more intentional focus on getting students on the advanced pathway earlier, starting in 6th grade, we saw a 4% increase in students enrolled in at least one advanced class. And our hope that as that continues, it puts them on that pathway to access dual credit and increase the number of free college hours that our students have available to them. Our advising survey results with students showed increased pathway awareness and post-secondary preparation over the last year. The staff survey results showed a need for more education for teachers and staff about programs of study pathways available for students. So we're partnering with our CTE department to provide that for teachers next year. Moving forward, we're also adding some more software to our Panorama with our partnership with Panorama that will support counselors with better advising tools. So Mesquite ISD does a phenomenal job providing mental health support for our students, families, and staff. The Care Clinic continues to be a place of growth, recovery, and restoration. The Care Clinic has provided services to students and staff that they likely would not have accessed in any other way. Through our own licensed employees and strong partnerships with local universities like Southern Methodist University and East Texas A&M University, we are able to provide high-quality services at no cost to our families. In our 9th year, we've continued to grow by opening a second location in the evenings, and this has provided over 15,000 appointments, resulting in an estimated savings of over $2.2 million for our families and staff. By opening the second location closer to Mesquite High School, we can provide more accessible services to our students on the south and east sides of the district. However, at this time, we've really reached the maximum capacity in space and in personnel that we can serve, and so we probably will not grow annually anymore in those numbers without changes to our staff or our facilities. At the beginning of last year, I presented to the board about the Supportive Steps program funded by the Federal Stop School Violence Grant. And after 18 months of collecting data, we are really excited about the outcome of this program, of the support of the social workers that they're able to provide to students and families in this program. So this graph represents students' length of time in the program. It's not linear, so some have only been in it for a month and some of it have been in it for up to 18 months. And they're constantly being added all the time, but they all experience some form of growth even after the first month. They're rated by their social worker with input from data and participation in the program. At the 18-month mark, 86% of students were rated as improved or greatly improved in mental health and peer relationships, and 73% saw improvement in academic achievement and family engagement. So that's phenomenal growth for those students. While this program may not be able to change the behavior concerns of an entire campus, for students and families in this program, it potentially changed the path of their lives by providing them that extra support. So we will continue to seek grants to sustain this program as the grant expires at the end of the 26-27 school year.
Effective and consistent social emotional learning continues to be a goal for counselors in this department. Overall, students are reporting stronger social emotional skills and greater connection to school in grades 3 through 5 and 6 through 12. Social emotional learning is not just a program, it's a practice and a mindset. As a district priority, Mesquite ISD acknowledges the importance of SEL and the role it plays in academic success and a student's sense of belonging and how it will prepare students for the future. Counselors are building SEL across all grade levels through career readiness skills and character building activities. Campuses can use panorama data to assess individual student needs and the campus's sense of belonging. We still have areas of growth in terms of SEL, but we definitely have areas of celebration in the last 5 years since we've been tracking this. One of our goals is to retain highly qualified staff and continue to develop their skills. Last year, MISD counselors and social workers had a 95% retention rate overall. And sometimes they might change campuses, but they stay in Mesquite because they care about this community and they're committed to our students and their families. So this department maintains relationships with many local agencies to provide quality professional development and support. Additionally, we have an internal counselor leadership cohort program where counselors are selected each year to grow leadership within the department. We also maintain MOUs with many local universities to provide internship opportunities for counselors and social workers, and then many return back to us to apply for employment when they fully graduated and they're fully certified. Additionally, over 1,500 campus staff have been trained in the Youth Mental Health First Aid Program, expanding the support that all staff can provide to students with mental health needs. This helps meet the requirements of House Bill 3 and our school safety priorities. So we've had a lot of wins, but like all departments, there are always challenges and opportunities for improvement. The last legislative session placed additional requirements around parent consent before we can support students. And despite repeated efforts, we ended the last school year with about 40% of parents who had not given consent. And so we have plans to hopefully improve that return rate on our consent forms. While many campuses demonstrate strong practices, we always have some variations in implementation, accountability, and fidelity, and that impacts consistency of counseling, advising, and social emotional learning initiatives across the district. Counselor to student ratios remain higher than recommended levels, and with our staffing shortages, counselors will continue to absorb additional responsibilities. The American School Counseling Association recommends a ratio of 1 counselor to every 250, and in 24-25, Texas reported an average of 1 to 397, and Mesquite is just slightly above that at 1 to 439. And academic requirements, operational responsibilities, and compliance demands often reduce the time available for preventative counseling, advising, and social emotional instruction. Maintaining and expanding successful programs such as the Care Clinic and Supportive Steps will require ongoing investment and planning as the grant funding sunsets for those programs. Looking to the future, we are really focused on continuing to operate in a proactive approach. We want to continue to improve our counselor to student ratio, match students with appropriate post-secondary opportunities, ensure that they're college, career, or military ready, enhance our social emotional learning implementation, and provide more support to campuses, and then continue to provide quality supports to students, families, and staff through the Care Clinic. I do want to take a moment to thank our board and our leadership for all they do to support our program. Our counselors and social workers are hard workers and always have student well-being in mind. They support Mesquite families and their own campus staff, and so much of what they do is confidential. It's difficult to measure, and it doesn't always get a lot of recognition because of how it's done. And so sometimes it's hard to really know what they're doing, but every time you say yes to our program, we're able to provide more services to our students and their families. And we're extremely grateful for that support, so thank you. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Board members, questions?
No, but I want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Because the fact that you're trying to make MISD more attractive to our local families, that's very important. And I really appreciate that, Christy.
Thank you. I'm confident that if they come here, they're going to get mental health support and services that you will not get in some other places.
In other places, yeah. No, you guys are doing great. Thank you.
And I wanted to make a quick comment. Yes, I learned from your report about safe landings because I noticed the facility close to Mesquite High School, but I loved the description of what this program does and just the focuses and even like cooking a meal and sharing that family style, as well as giving back and having ownership in our own community. So I thought that was really beautiful work, and I appreciated it being highlighted here.
Thank you. It's amazing. I didn't have enough time to talk about it, but it is really amazing for the kids that get to participate in that program.
Other questions? Ms. Morris?
What is McKinney-Vento? I'm sorry, I just don't know.
No, good, perfect. Well, Tom might be able to give you the most legal definition, but it sometimes is unhoused students. You hear the term homeless sometimes, but that doesn't really adequately describe it because it could
Right.
just be someone who's doubled up or an unaccompanied minor.
And we're able to offer different services to them?
Yes, ma'am. If they are classified as McKinney-Vento, they get a social worker assigned to them, and we're able to help with transportation, clothing, food, medical appointments. Our social workers really work to remove barriers to that student and that family being successful.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Are there McKinney-Vento students all through the district, or are they, so we would have McKinney-Vento students attending every campus in
Yes, sir.
Mesquite?
Yes, sir. We have 5 McKinney-Vento social workers, one assigned to each feeder pattern, and they have students at every campus.
How does that number fluctuate?
It's stayed pretty consistent, about maybe 1,000 in the last school year. It's pretty consistent year to year.
Do the students that are classified McKinney-Vento, do they change from one year to the next, or?
They have to recertify each year. So if their economic situation has changed and parents have been able to get an apartment and they have a lease now, they no longer qualify at the next school year. But maybe a student who is an unaccompanied minor or a family that's doubled up, if they continue to be in that situation because of economic hardship, they remain McKinney-Vento for another school year.
Anyone else? Ms. Morris?
I'm not done, sorry.
That's okay.
So Robert, Susan, and I got to tour the facility, and if you haven't been, you should check it out because it's amazing. Between the lighting and the smell, it is wonderful.
The good smell.
It's just so inviting.
We couldn't get Susan to move from that area.
Yeah, it was like a spa when you first walked in, so you're already like calm, just waiting for your therapist. But we got to see like the play therapy rooms. There was a couple of those based on like age. They have a supply closet if any kids need like backpacks or anything like that. So that was nice to see. I think if you mentioned staff, so if that's something that we can find, we definitely probably should try to work on that. Because that's going to help across the board with our kids in all our schools. So.
And Tom and his amazing leadership saw the vision that there was a need on the other side of town, and we've kind of just opened up a second location in some of our other offices to serve students at night. And we're probably next year going to be able to offer some appointments during the day through social work internships and really expand that program so that students that attend primarily, I mean, it's open to anybody, but it really benefits students in the Mesquite and the Horn feeder pattern. It's a little geographically closer to them.
Yeah, and then in the evening, obviously, that's better because parents work. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Ms. Morris, one of the things that I think you asked me in our one-on-one was about all the partnerships and all the MOUs and all the colleges and organizations. This is what it does. They seek out partnerships for internships in order to increase the number of people that can provide services to, in order to expand the services in our community to address the needs. So whenever you see a partnership, an MOU with some college or organization, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to expand the opportunities. So, and sometimes staffing is more than just adding an FTE to the district. It can also be achieved in other different ways that is more cost effective.
When we had ESSER money, we used that money to pay to help some people be supervisors so that we can supervise those interns, because that turns out so much more in appointments than just hiring another person would technically. And so I feel like we did some really good things with that ESSER money that's now gone that we are able to continue to use to provide support. So we get more interns that provide more appointments.
So do we need more space then? Is that the?
We are maxed out. We are like every little thing that might be a closet we can turn into an office. We have turned them into offices. So we have completely filled 2 spaces technically now.
Okay.
We're maxed out on space, and a supervisor can only ethically supervise so many interns, and we're pretty maxed out on how many they can supervise ethically and responsibly. So without another full-time employee, we just kind of have hit our capacity probably.
Okay.
How many can they, interns, how many can they supervise?
Let Tom speak to this.
I mean, once you hit 10, that's kind of the typical max.
About 10. kind of have an ethical responsibility to only, and we're supervising grad student interns and then also our own employees who are becoming LPCs or clinical LCSWs.
And how many kids or clients can a therapist have?
Well, it just really depends. If I'm a school counselor and I just go work one night a week, I'll probably see 3 clients a week because I have another full-time job and I can't work every night. But a student intern who's trying to get all their hours, I mean, they probably, what do you think, 8, 10? 12 to 15. And then our fully licensed, or our full employees that are our people, they see 30 appointments a week.
Before you leave, I have a couple comments. First, as Mrs. Hawk talked about, the information in the board book was great, plus this presentation. And I know we asked about the tour, and I know not everybody can make it. I'm hoping that the others, if you have a chance, you can reach out to Ms. Davis. She'd be more than happy, and Tom and Amanda
We're happy
did a
to
great
do it.
job explaining stuff in more detail and taking us through some of the rooms. And it really adds to the flavor of this report and what we do and how it impacts our kids in this district and our parents too. As far as funding and things, part of our job, just like yours, we're going to be in Austin advocating, so I'm hoping that we can have some dual advocating. Dr. Feinglass, that maybe can schedule a date where we're down there with them, meet with some of the legislators, because we need the funding. They don't treat counselors like the rest of our educators. They sometimes will not provide the funding that we need. Correct, Doctor? Secondly, I know we got a big event coming up, Tom. That's the Back to School Fair. Can you give us a quick update on when it is and which schools? Come up to the mic.
Put them on the spot.
Yes, sir. It is on Saturday, August the 1st from 8 a.m. until noon. And it'll be held again at 3 locations. Horn High School for the Horn Feeder. It'll be at Poteet. And so the North Feeder will go to meet with the Poteet Feeder folks. And then at West Mesquite High School and Mesquite High School feeders will go to that location at West.
Well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Christy, great presentation. Appreciate all 3 of you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Board members, if you can make it and go to one of the high schools where they're having the back to school supplies, you'll find it amazing. You've been there? Yep. It's great. If you have time and you can make it out there. It's on a Saturday, right? Yeah. It'd be nice if you can make 1 or 2 of the schools. It's very, very nice. A lot of people in need, and those families and those kids will get excited. Next on the reporting, we have early childhood. Ms. Tara Nichols.
Good evening, President Seward, members of the board, and Dr. Rivera. Tonight, we're excited to share the story of early childhood education in Mesquite ISD. When we talk about early childhood, we're talking about much more than pre-K through 2nd grade. We're talking about the years that lay the foundation for every student's future success. Joining me this evening is Andrea Bailey, our elementary reading language arts coordinator for a short while longer, to help tell our story. She, Dr. Paige White, and their teams, along with our incredible campus leaders and teachers, have truly done the heavy lifting this year. Their dedication has transformed classrooms across our district, and we're excited to share the results with you this evening. Our work begins with a simple belief. Every child deserves a strong foundation in literacy, numeracy, and social-emotional development. In Mesquite ISD, we aren't simply preparing students for kindergarten or 1st grade. We're preparing them for lifelong learning. Everything you'll see tonight, from our pre-K program to literacy, to mathematics, to leadership development, connects back to this vision of ensuring every child has access to exceptional instruction from the very beginning. If there's one area where we can make the greatest long-term impact on student achievement, it's pre-K. Research consistently tells us that students who attend high-quality public pre-K enter kindergarten significantly more prepared than students who do not. The pre-K data on the screen gives you an update through 24-25. This data is a lagging indicator, so our 25-26 data isn't out yet. As you can see, our own district data confirms what research has said. Our students who attend pre-K are significantly more prepared than the students who do not. More specifically, students who attend Mesquite ISD pre-K demonstrate approximately a 23% advantage in kindergarten readiness over students who did not attend our program. That's why we're incredibly proud that we've reached our highest pre-K enrollment numbers since the pandemic. This isn't just an enrollment number. It's hundreds of additional children beginning school with stronger literacy, language, social, and mathematical foundations. One of the best ways to measure the effectiveness of our pre-K program is to look at student growth across the year. The Circle Assessment measures the foundational literacy skills that predict later reading success, and this year's results are very encouraging. Across nearly every literacy indicator, we saw more students finishing the year on track than they did just 1 year ago. Students demonstrated stronger skills in vocabulary, syllabication, onset rhyme, alliteration, rhyming, and letter sound knowledge. While early writing showed a slight decrease from last year, it remains an area we'll continue to strengthen as we refine classroom instruction. These are exactly the building blocks we want students developing before they ever enter kindergarten. When children leave pre-K with strong phonological awareness and early literacy skills, they're positioned to become confident readers in the years ahead. We're seeing that same positive trend in mathematics. Students made gains in nearly every area of early numeracy, including rote counting, number identification, shape discrimination, counting sets, and operations. Those skills form the foundation for mathematical thinking throughout elementary school. One area we'll continue to focus on is operations and mathematical reasoning. While we saw improvement this year, we know this is an opportunity to deepen students' understanding of how numbers work, not just how to count them. Overall, these results reinforce that our youngest learners are leaving pre-K with stronger literacy and mathematics foundations than ever before, and that's exactly the trajectory we want as they enter kindergarten.
The rest of the data is going to be from our iReady assessments. This was our first year to use this assessment, so you're looking at growth from the beginning of the year to the end of the year on these graphs. The first graph is specifically looking at students who took the Reading iReady assessment in English. When comparing grade levels, please note that a key demographic distinction, the kindergarten data represents the students who took the assessment in English. And those are they only took the assessment in English. Whereas the first and second grade data integrates our full student population, which includes monolingual and bilingual students who took the assessment in English. This shift in student demographics naturally accounts for the variance in the growth patterns. As students move from kindergarten to first grade and to second grade, we begin to see our work is paying off and where we still have some opportunities to improve. Kindergarten experienced tremendous growth, finishing the year with 78% of students on or above grade level. And that tells us that we're building strong foundational reading skills early. However, the data also shows us that when assessing the total student population in first and second grades, that growth velocity looks different. Rather than viewing first and second grade data as discouraging, we are viewing it as direction. Building directly on that context, our bilingual program continues to be a major bright spot in our district. Our Spanish literacy results are exceptional. By the end of the year, we saw 92% of kindergarten, 89% of first graders, and 83% of second graders performing on or above grade level in reading, and these are students who took the assessment in Spanish. These results reinforce a critical point: strong instructional systems, particularly in Spanish foundational literacy skills, produce phenomenal student outcomes. Moving forward, our strategy is to maintain these high-impact literacy practices in our students' native language. By securing this rock-solid foundation, we ensure that they have the tools they need to successfully transfer knowledge as they develop their reading skills in English. And this is exactly where our opportunity lies for first and second grades. This year marked one of the most exciting milestones for our department. Mesquite ISD was selected to participate as part of the Texas Reads Texas Leads grant at the very end of the 24-25 school year. And while the grant provides resources, its greatest value has been helping us rethink instructional leadership. Instead of focusing only on classroom teachers, we've intentionally developed principals and leadership teams into literacy leaders. Campus teams completed extensive leadership training, engaged in collaborative instructional walks, and began building a common understanding of what excellent literacy instruction looks like. The excitement surrounding that grant and all of the work that we've done this year has exceeded our expectations. In fact, we had some principals that were not part of the pilot that requested to join in the second year before it even began. So we're really excited about that moving into this next year. And that enthusiasm has allowed us to expand this work district-wide this year. All 34 elementary campuses will participate in some aspect of the Texas Reads Texas Leads grant work and will continue to launch new structures while sustaining the momentum that we've built this year. We'll continue leadership coaching, classroom follow-throughs, instructional walks, and collaborative planning so that every campus develops a consistent vision for early literacy.
While we are encouraged by the growth reflected in this chart, we also recognize that our mathematics data tells us we still have significant work ahead. Kindergarten students increased from 9% to 65% on grade level, and first and second grade both grew to 44% by the end of the school year. That growth tells us our instructional shifts are beginning to make a difference. However, the reality is that fewer than half of our first and second grade students are currently meeting grade level expectations in mathematics. We know we must do better. As we analyzed this data, we identified several areas that will drive our work moving forward. We need to continue strengthening students' foundational number sense, deepen teachers' mathematical content knowledge, and ensure consistent implementation of our high-quality instructional materials across every campus. The encouraging news is that we believe we know what our students need. Our focus next year will be on building teacher and administrator capacity, making district resources more accessible for teachers and students, and creating more opportunities for students to engage in meaningful mathematical thinking and discourse. As we celebrate this year's accomplishments and pinpoint places for growth, we are focused on where we're headed next. Our priorities for next year are clear. We'll continue expanding Texas Reads Texas Leads across every elementary campus. We'll strengthen coaching and instructional leadership. We'll continue building administrator capacity around purposeful play, early literacy, and early numeracy. And we'll continue strengthening mathematics instruction through professional learning focused on number sense and rigorous instructional practices. Ultimately, our goal is simple. We want every child in Mesquite ISD to leave second grade equipped with the literacy and numeracy skills that prepare them for long-term academic success. When we investigate in our youngest learners, we invest in the future of our entire district. Thank you so much for your time, for allowing us to talk to you a little bit tonight about our earliest of programs, and we'll take any questions if you have any.
Board members?
Yeah. How much time are the kids on iReady in pre-K? I mean, how much time do they spend?
So pre-K doesn't get on iReady at all. Pre-K has they have their own programs, but they're not on iReady. iReady really starts at kindergarten. Yeah. They have online programs for testing, but they're not on online much at all.
Okay.
Yeah, they do a lot of purposeful play. Their classrooms are all built around purposeful play.
Ms. Collier?
If you're seeing the successes in the monolingual programs, like on each separate monolingual, or is there carryover of like the wins that are happening in one language and the other language? Because that's a significant difference between the two of those. Like,
yes, there is.
Like big difference. Big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Spanish is a transparent language, so it is a little easier to begin reading with when you're learning how to read Spanish. But as you move into English, we're capitalizing on that first language to help build literacy in the second language. And we are learning from both successes and trying to replicate those successes in the other language. I've had the opportunity to work very closely with our new bilingual coordinator this year, and we're making sure that we're very aligned in our programs.
At what point do you see a leveling? Like where the numbers start to line up?
Well, we're hoping that is going to start happening as we build language and move forward. Right now, we still have some work to do, especially in first and second grades.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing else? First off, thank both of you for the report and details of it. And I'm looking forward to the stretch we're going to have on, especially strengthening the mathematics. I think that's one of our key areas, not just the literacy. I appreciate your effort and focus on that, and looking forward to some great successes moving forward. Thank you both again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Board members, next on the agenda, it's going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the past. I'm going to ask Dr. Rivera and Dr. Hensley if they would mind leaving the room. Huh? We can do part of it up here. And I'd like to ask Ms. Mooney if she would join me up here at the dais. The purpose of this meeting is to consider the proposed non-renewal of Mr. Alex Johnson, who is presently employed with the district. I am Robert Seward, President of the Board of Trustees, and for the record, a quorum is present. The following board members are present: Mr. Greg Everett, Mr. Kevin Carville Sr., Mrs. Tia Collier, Mrs. Suzanne Langston Hawk, Mrs. Cassandra Morris, and Dr. Susan Williams. We will first move into closed session pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code for consultation with legal counsel to go over the procedures for the hearing. So at this time, I would ask everyone to excuse us, and we will go off record at 7:34. And we're going to meet over here where we normally do. At 8:03 p.m., and no action was taken in closed session. Before we begin the hearing, we will consider the appointment of legal counsel for the purpose of assisting and advising the Board of Trustees in the hearing on proposed non-renewal. Do I have a motion?
Mr. President, I would like to move that we appoint Ms. Andrea Muni to serve as the presiding officer and advisor to the board in this hearing.
Do I have a second? I have a motion by Mr. Carville and a second by Ms. Collier to appoint Andrea Mooney to serve as the presiding officer and advisor to the board in this hearing. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes 7-0. Ms. Mooney will preside over the non-renewal proceedings for the board. Ms. Mooney will rule on all evidence and objections. Even though she is charged with making those rulings, Ms. Mooney is ultimately acting in the name of the Board of Trustees, and the board may overrule any ruling by a majority. Any board member wishing to discuss, to move, to overrule a ruling may address the board president at that time. Ms. Mooney will not have any vote in the board's final decision, but she may assist the board in her legal capacity. Therefore, I now turn this hearing over to Ms. Mooney.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I would like to address the issue of the hearing and whether, is Mr. Johnson here tonight? Back there, okay. Mr. Johnson, under the law, you have the right to a hearing, as you know. Are you asking that the hearing be closed because we're going to be talking about students, or what is your request for tonight? I'm sorry, and if you can't hear me, so you can have it. Yes, of course.
If it's closed, does that exclude everyone that's sitting in here at the moment?
So that would exclude everyone sitting in here. They can come in and testify, so we would bring them in one by one. I know we have students who are being discussed, and so that was the consideration that I had, and of course, the board's gonna have to decide is whether we're gonna be able to even be able to talk about students in open. But first, before we get there, what is your preference?
I preferred open. My plan was to be as discreet as I could. I wasn't going to use names.
I can't hear you. Can you come up here either?
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry. My plan was to be as discreet as possible. I didn't plan on using any names, any proper nouns at all, if that were possible.
Okay.
So if that would be the possibility, then I would like to have it open.
Okay.
But if the other side has to present proper nouns, then if it's in the benefit of the board, then we could have a closed meeting. I'm open either way.
Okay. Let me see first if there is a response from the administration.
Yes, please.
Good evening. The administration objects to conducting the hearing in a closed meeting. Texas Government Code section.
You object to having it in an open meeting?
I'm sorry, in an open meeting, yes. Texas Government Code section 551.0821 allows the school board to go into a closed meeting to avoid revealing personally identifiable information of students. Here, there is personally identifiable information of students in multiple exhibits, including handwritten student statements, photos, and videos that cannot be redacted without rendering them meaningless. And those exhibits are central to the reasons for the proposed non-renewal of Mr. Johnson's contract, and they're inextricably entwined such that bifurcation would not be possible. So for those reasons, the administration asked that the board conduct the hearing in a closed meeting.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. In looking at the parties' evidence that's been submitted on both sides, it looks like there are, even if we redact or we don't say students' names, a lot of student identifiable information in there. So under FERPA and the laws that protect student confidentiality, students are protected not just by name, but also any information that might reasonably lead someone to ascertain who those children are. And so because the only issue that I can see in this hearing is about dealing with the student issues, there's no other issues where we could kind of parse it out or bifurcate the issues. I don't see in my mind how we can present evidence and the written evidence that's been submitted without revealing that identifiable information. Of course, the board is the final decision maker. Does the board wish to make any other kind of motions or could lead to a different decision?
Mr. Johnson, you said that if we got evidence that's going to show the students and their traits and so forth, you said you were open to closed session?
Yes, sir. My question for clarity would be, in the event that we do have a closed session, the people that stay with me, they would have to be witnesses, or is this something that we would have to then call them in and then they would have to leave immediately following?
That's correct. So if you have individuals here you want to testify for you, we'll just rotate them in. Same with Mr. Thomas. We'll just rotate those individuals in and out for the closed session, and they would just be there for the portion of their testimony.
Understood. I'm good.
You good with the closed session?
Yes, sir, that's fine.
Okay. So in that case, then we will now move into closed session at 8:09 PM under sections 551.074, 551.071, and 551.0821 of the Texas Government Code and Texas Education Code Section 21.207A.
And I believe this is in room 110, is that correct? Yes. 110.
Room 110, okay. We are now in open session at 12:23 a.m. on July 14th, 2026. And do I have a motion regarding this case?
Ms. Mooney, I move to non-renew the term contract for Alec Johnson and to notify the employee of this action consistent with board policy.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Is that how you usually say it? All in favor? Okay. Please vote in now.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay. The decision of the board is final and is not subject to rehearing. The employee will receive written notice of the board's decision consistent with board policy DFBB local. If adverse, the employee has a right to appeal the board's action to the Commissioner of Education for review, provided the employee files that appeal with the commissioner within 20 days after the employee receives the written notice of the action taken by this board. This hearing is concluded, except for any comments by the board president.
First off, thank you for assisting us and being the presiding judge. You did a great job. Appreciate that very much. Board members, before you, I gave you a packet of materials for your reference. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call. one of those items is next month's tentative agenda with activities that are occurring over the next month. When your schedule permits, and if you want to go to something, make sure you let Mrs. Linda Samples or Mrs. Sandra Gonzalez know that you plan to attend. Some things require advance notice. Make sure we do that. I don't know, how many are going to be able to make the ILT tomorrow morning? Okay, we'll see you in the morning, maybe. All right. If there's nothing else, if there's no further questions or additional business, and there's no objection, I don't see any, we are adjourned at 12:25 p.m.